You're watching ABC 7 News at 4, starting with First Alert Weather.
Good afternoon, I'm Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Welcome to ABC 7 News at 4. We are watching a few showers around, already starting to pop up here and there. We've had some rain here in downtown Sarasota, a few lightning strikes as well. Lakewood Ranch saw a lot of sunshine today and not many clouds throughout the early afternoon. A few fair weather cumulus clouds developing now and again, moving from the south basically, south-southeast. The convergence not as great today. You can see some of those clouds darkening up a bit, but the showers have been few and far between so far, and I think we'll get some late night showers around as a result of that southeast wind still kind of hung up down to our south near Charlotte Harbor, Charlotte County, and into Glades County. You can see that one lone storm that has popped up into central Sarasota County earlier. That is moved to the northeast, and still some light rain near Bayshore Gardens. The activity has been pushing off to the northwest. We had about 6 lightning strikes with that cell, and that moved on, and we can expect more to develop as the area you see in eastern portions of Charlotte County east of Punta Gorda moves in our direction. It's hot, and they hear the thunder and the rain. It was at 101 just a minute ago, the heat index, and now with that rain that moved through, it cooled things down a little bit, 83, but it's going to heat up real quick too as a result of the sun popping out quickly. 91 in Orlando, 90 in Jacksonville. Temperatures all in the low 90s for the most part, with the exception where it's been raining just a little bit. The heat index at 100 in Northport, 101 in Punta Gorda, and Wauchula at 98. Well, here's the forecast. This particular model showing storms starting to develop again later on this evening, pushing off to the west. And Kirk is back. It's a tropical storm. It's east of the Windward Islands in the Caribbean. We'll have much more on that and where it may be heading coming up in a few minutes. Jacqueline Scott.
All right, Bob, thank you. Now to our top story. The city of Sarasota extending its state of emergency for the 6th time since it was put in place back on August 15th because of red tide.
ABC 7's Jackie Kelly talked with the city and tells us what this all means. Jackie?
Guys, that's right. Yesterday, the city extended the state of emergency for another 7 days. By extending it, they will continue to receive funding through a sub-grant from Sarasota County and the Florida Division of Emergency Management that helps assist with costs for day laborers and necessary people to help clean up marine life. The city says that they plan on extending the state of emergency as long as they need to because the red tide is so wishy-washy that they want to stay ahead of the game. And at 6, I talk with a business owner who tells me why he thinks this extension is a good idea. Back to you guys.
All right, Jackie, thank you so much. In the midst of some of the worst red tide we've seen in a decade, Florida Atlantic University has concluded the toxins in harmful algal blooms have significant impacts to human health. But there's still research to be done to pinpoint exactly what those impacts are. ABC 7's Taylor Torgano is live at Siesta Beach with the new efforts FAU has launched for the Suncoast. Taylor?
Scott, believe it or not, in just a few days we'll already be in October, which will mark 1 year since this harmful algal bloom first appeared. Today you can see by this murky brown water, it's showing no signs of letting up. Our state is dealing with 2 different kinds of toxic algal blooms, red tide and a much more toxic blue-green algae. Can the 2 be compared? Today, the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission says no. Red tide produces toxins that kill fish, birds, sea turtles, and other marine life. But it's different than the toxic blue-green algae that has polluted areas like Lake Okeechobee. Human reactions to blue-green algae range in severity. While some toxins can attack the liver or the nervous system, others may just irritate the skin and eyes. Now, to help test the impacts of both of these harmful algal blooms, FAU is hoping to send researchers to the Suncoast. Find out more about this research and what local doctors have to say coming up at 6 p.m. I'm live at Siesta Beach. Taylor Torgano, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Taylor, thank you so much. New details now in a deadly crash in Sarasota last night. A car and a moped collided at Bee Ridge Road and Radnor Place around 8 o'clock. Troopers say 59-year-old Brian Bettis was riding the moped and turned in front of the Hyundai. Bettis was taken to Sarasota Memorial Hospital where he died. Troopers say he was not wearing a helmet. Sarasota police are investigating a minor crash involving 2 school buses. It happened before 9 this morning at 17th Street and US 301. Police say one of the buses rear-ended the other at low speeds. The bus that was hit had 26 McIntosh Middle School students on board. The other had 10 students from Oak Park School. Fortunately, there were no injuries. Jacqueline joins us now for the escalating showdown over President Trump's Supreme Court nominee.
Scott, in less than 24 hours, Judge Brett Kavanaugh and one of his accusers are set to testify on Capitol Hill. The Senate Judiciary Committee has now scheduled a vote for Friday, sparking outrage from Democrats. With only GOP men on the committee, Republicans announced that they hired Rachel Mitchell, a registered Republican prosecutor with sex crime experience, to do their questioning tomorrow, and a key Republican senator warns about prejudging.
I think it's really smart of them to get outside counsel. Inadvertently, somebody will do something that's insensitive.
Lawmakers may have just 24 hours to weigh the testimony of both witnesses before making a decision. The committee could vote on Kavanaugh's nomination as early as Friday. All of this as a third woman comes forward with new allegations related to Judge Brett Kavanaugh. New at 4, lawyers for Parkland school shooting suspect Nikolas Cruz are seeking more witnesses. Today in court, his lawyers said they want to interview hundreds of witnesses that prosecutors have placed off limits rather than relying on written statements or other documents. The circuit judge agreed to allow only one to be interviewed so far, saying that effort was premature. Cruz is charged with killing 17 people and wounding 17 others in the mass shooting at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School back in February. His lawyers say he would plead guilty in exchange for life in prison, but prosecutors have rejected that. Crews in North Carolina spent the overnight hours searching for a 6-year-old boy with autism that went missing over the weekend. Police say Maddox Rich was with his father and an unidentified adult when the father says the boy ran off into the woods and couldn't be found. But what makes this search more challenging is that Maddox is autistic and doesn't speak. Authorities are now using helicopters, drones, dogs, and recordings of his parents' voices to try and draw the child back out of the woods. The FBI is offering a $10,000 reward for information that can help find him.
We're going to rule out anything. We're going to take any possibility and we're going to include that as we work forward.
Thank you all for your love and support. And I just want to say, I want my baby back in my arms.
Officials say they've received about 150 leads as of Tuesday, but still no sign of the boy. Wildlife experts continue searching today for a kangaroo that escaped from an animal sanctuary in Jupiter Farms. Now, Florida wildlife officers are sending up a pair of drones to help search for a second day. Sabira Rayford has that story.
It was a sight neighbors in this Jupiter Farms neighborhood weren't expecting.
I was in shock. I was shocked. I was like, is this a kangaroo, really?
That kangaroo's name is Storm, and his owner, Eric Westergaard, says he's one of many animals on his private sanctuary. We saw it for ourselves in this exclusive Chopper 5 video showing other kangaroos and an ostrich.
Tortoises and kangaroos and lemurs and deer and kinkajous.
Eric says he didn't know Storm was missing until FWC officers knocked on his door at 2:30 this morning. Since then, they've been on the ground and in the sky searching for Storm.
Might just got spooked or something, and it's a little bit surprising because the white one that's over top my shoulder over there, she's a female, and he usually never ever leaves her side.
But Linda Brokemarkle calls it just another day in Jupiter Farms.
We have had, like I said, tortoises, pigs. I've lived here for 30 years, and this used to all be just woods around us. That was the only house. Now it's everywhere.
Sabira Rayford reporting. More to come on your news at 4. After a nationwide flu epidemic last year, doctors are reminding people the importance of getting vaccinated sooner rather than later. And a pair of criminals may end up getting busted by the very thing they stole. Plus, Will Smith rings in his 50th birthday by taking a leap of faith outside of a plane.
It's been about a month, and I can honestly say I've seen the change in me. I went from being a depressed girl who didn't want help to this happy, caring girl who loves helping other people. I just really hope that people that went through what I went through get the help that they need, because their story is important and they are loved. Thank you so much for everything.
Ghetto's got it. Ghetto's got it. Gettle's got what you're looking for at Gettle.com. 17 new car brands, over 1,000 used vehicles, prices and payments you can afford. Credit help if you need it, and they pay cash for your old car. Plus, Gettle Pre-Owned Certified Plus means buying with peace of mind. Need service? Gettle's got that too. Gettle's got it. Visit Gettle.com.
If you're looking for the perfect trip that allows you to spend quality time with the family, then discover the great outdoors on an Alabama Black Belt adventure. Create unforgettable memories while hunting, canoeing, camping, and more. Or challenge yourself on Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, now celebrating 25 years. And while you're here, enjoy a Deep South dining experience. Book your adventure in one of our members' lodges or stay at the Renaissance Montgomery Hotel and Spa. Start planning an Alabama Black Belt adventure today.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TruStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189. Now, for a free, no-obligation quote, TruStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage. Call 1-800-842-7189. Now.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blog, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast restaurant guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
Might not feel like fall just yet, but it's here, which means flu season is right around the corner. Last year, a nationwide flu epidemic caused hundreds of thousands to be hospitalized and up to 80,000 to die. That's the highest in 4 decades. This season, doctors are urging people to think ahead when it comes to preventing the flu. Dr. Josette Grice, a family doctor with the Intercoastal Medical Group in Lakewood Ranch, says it takes about 4 to 6 weeks to build full immunity to the flu after being vaccinated.
We are encouraging people that have small children and infants to be vaccinated just because we know that they need to protect the small children with smaller airways. But as I said, you have a lot of elderly people in this community, a lot of grandparents that take care of their school-age grandchildren. So pretty much we are recommending that everybody from 6 months up, to our, oldest elderly patients be vaccinated for influenza.
Although we're not in the thick of the flu season yet, Dr. Grice has already tested many of her patients positive for the flu. Happening tonight, the opening ceremony for the 2018 World Rowing Masters Regatta. It's at 6 p.m. at Nathan Benderson Park. The event is free and open to the public. Parking will be in the lots north of Nathan Benderson Park, just south of the mall at University Town Center. It will cost $5 to park. The races will kick off tomorrow and then run through Sunday. Jacqueline is in the newsroom now for a look at what's trending today.
Scott, Will Smith just became the Fresh Prince of Mid-Air. Take a look. Believe it or not, the superstar actor actually just turned 50 and marked the big day by bungee jumping out of a helicopter over the Grand Canyon. He was cheered on by his wife and kids and actor and friend Alfonso Ribeiro, often known as, of course, Carlton Banks from Fresh Prince. You can watch the full unfiltered video of Smith's jump on his YouTube channel. Well, a couple of suspects were caught on camera stealing the very cameras they were caught on camera stealing. Crazy, right? Well, the wireless cameras the suspects took continued recording after they were taken. The gear was stolen off a tree in a man's yard in Fresno, California. But after a while, the pair realized that those cameras were still rolling. At one point, one of the suspects even looked right into the lens. That image is now in the hands of Fresno police. Although the holidays are still a couple of months away, the White House is starting to prepare to celebrate. 2 White House officials traveled to a North Carolina farm to select this year's Christmas tree. The farm's owner, Larry Smith, won the National Christmas Tree Contest last year. The pair finally settled on this 25-year-old Fraser fir. It'll be cut down in mid-November and then we'll head to the nation's capital. Let's send it back to Scott in the studio for a recall alert on a popular fitness tracker you need to know about.
Yeah, Jacqueline, 30,000 fitness trackers are being voluntarily recalled due to the risk of burns. The Bluetooth trackers by digital wellness company Provada Health are black, blue, or green. They were given away during a promotion between August of last year and July of this year. There have been 13 reports of device overheating while charging or being used, and 3 people suffered burns to their wrists. If you have one, you should immediately stop wearing and charging it. Provada Health has offered to replace it for free. More people are walking around in Nikes. The company reports sales were up 10% during the summer quarter. Nike has been cutting back on stores where its shoes and clothes are sold and is focusing more on selling directly to customers. The sales numbers are all from the time before Nike unveiled a controversial ad starring NFL protest leader Colin Kaepernick. Six Flags St. Louis has an all-new Halloween contest. It's called the 30-Hour Coffin Challenge. 6 contestants will be chosen. It requires those contestants to stay in a coffin from 1 p.m. until 7 p.m. the next day. If 30 hours in a coffin isn't quite cramped enough for you, you can bring a friend, but only during operating hours. The winner will get $300 in a prize package that includes season passes. The winner also gets to keep the coffin. And I understand they do get bathroom breaks each hour, which is good to know. All right, let's get over to Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan now for our first alert weather.
Yeah, that'll break it up a little bit. I can't imagine. Anyway, this is a nice break out here. Out on the waters today, there are some folks out there, and Holmes Beach webcam showing fair conditions, calm seas, and you can see the beach umbrellas and people enjoying a stroll on the beach here and there. Again, that west coast sea breeze may have been developing and scattered some of the people off, but all in all, pretty nice day out there. We've had some showers around. Last night's clouds were incredible. I wanted to show you these pictures. Judith sending this one in. These are Mamantis clouds, and the clouds actually are sinking. The air is sinking, causing this smooth appearance, look like cotton balls or udders, and they're known as memory clouds as well. And Andy Nielsen getting that one. Shelly Smith, Rodriguez also sending those in. And Julie, before the sun was getting too low, you can see those right there. They're usually indicative of some upper air turbulence. These clouds are composed generally of cirrus clouds, and that air is falling down basically from the tops of the storm, and then the air going up around it makes it smooth in appearance. Very interesting cloud formation last night. We have a cold front to the north. It's pretty much stationary now. It's got a little drop to the south, but not much. It's bumped the high pressure ridge a little bit further off to the southeast. That's giving us a southeasterly wind component, which is allowing us to see the movement, and you can see that from here, moving from the southeast to the northwest. So we'll watch this area once again. As this gets close to us in a couple of hours from now, it's going to have a tendency to fire up some more storms later on this evening. Right now, we've had a few brief showers around near downtown Sarasota. Those have since moved on. There are some other showers starting to pop up into central Sarasota County. The sea breeze today has made it well inland. It's still progressing toward the east, and that's where the convergence is going to set up. As I mentioned, a little bit more action, I think, in inland counties throughout the late afternoon and into the early evening. One lone shower right there, as you can see, into central Sarasota County. While the Futurecast showing these showers and storms eventually progressing toward the northwest, and as I mentioned, later on tonight, there's a better chance to see some showers and some storms around. And then we will see fair skies overnight, and then showers and storms again pushing from the southeast to the northwest as we see in time. So things really aren't changing much on Thursday. Friday, maybe a little less activity, but still there'll be some storms around in the late afternoon and evening. Well, the system that was getting close to the Carolinas now getting picked up by this frontal boundary, and it carried off into the open waters of the Atlantic. So good news on that front, as it is not expected to have a big impact. This will have a big impact on the islands here in the Lesser Antilles. This is Kirk. It's made a comeback. It's a tropical storm now, and it's heading off to the west and northwest in time. Tropical tracker showing the system basically is going to continue on this west course, and then it gets into the Caribbean here, gets torn apart really. All these models keeping it well west of Florida, so not a big factor for us. Again, elsewhere in the tropics, we're watching this low pressure right here, some remnants of Leslie. Nothing else going on nearby here. So things are calm for us, but a different story for the Lesser Antilles. Temperatures have cooled a little bit at the airport, but they'll bounce right back up. It's now 89 in downtown Sarasota, 91 in Mayaca City, 91 in Northport. Current conditions, 83 at the airport. Some rain, for the most part, over now, but we'll get another update here coming up at 5 o'clock. Beach and boating, winds out of the southeast, turning to the west at 5 to 10 knots. Seas will be running 1 to 2 feet, basically less than 2 feet out there. So the rain chance is lessening as we head into the weekend. Not much of a chance for a few scattered showers as high pressure builds right over the top of us and the upper levels of the atmosphere and even at the surface. So our rain chances will drop. There'll still be a few around, but not as many as we've seen. And then we'll get back to those afternoon and evening variety of storms Monday and Tuesday, and no cold fronts in sight at this point. And be sure to download the ABC7 weather app, not just for hurricanes and tropical systems, but you're going to need it during the winter months because of El Nino. We are anticipating a fairly significant severe weather winter here with a lot of rainfall too. That's typically the strongest part of El Nino, has the biggest impact on our weather during the winter months. So go to your app store, look for WWSB First Alert Weather.
Okay. Well, people in Ohio are cleaning up after a tornado knocked down trees and power lines early this morning. Some people in the Columbus area woke up to their cars buried beneath trees and debris. One woman said a tree that snapped in her backyard crushed the kitchen inside her house. A few streets away, her neighbors had similar damage from fallen trees that crushed porches, and caused some power outages.
Yeah, and another person in the area said the storm sounded, as you always hear, like a train coming through the house. Although a lot of damage has been reported, and thankfully no one was injured.
Yeah, good to hear there. The cleanup is underway in parts of New Jersey and across the New York area today after drenching rain caused flooding there. Flash flooding prompted the rescues of dozens of drivers who became trapped in their vehicles and homes. A bulldozer in one area was used to rescue some people from the flooded roads. More than 8 inches of rain fell in some places in Connecticut, and at least one person is still missing after disappearing in the flooding.
Yeah, I was just talking to someone up there this morning saying how the rain was record-breaking. In Stamford, firefighters used a boat to ferry students from a school bus stuck on a flooded street to some dry land there. Some schools are still closed today because of several roads that have been damaged. People living in the area said the flooding came faster than they've ever seen.
Wow, a lot of rain there. All right, Bob, thank you. Still to come in your Suncoast News, we'll let you know where you and your family can get into the Halloween spirit with a free movie night.
I'm Linda Carson from Suncoast View. Coming up Thursday morning at 9, a theater classic finds new life on a Suncoast stage. We'll get a preview of West Coast Black Theater's new musical show, Raisin, a musical take on the classic A Raisin in the Sun. Plus, we'll get a ballroom dance preview, and we'll learn how a Suncoast organization is revolutionizing pain management. And Publix Aprons joins us in the kitchen. That's coming up tomorrow at 9.
For upscale dining with an unparalleled Gulf view, find your way to Finn's at Sharkey's. Finn's at Sharkey's, breaking the surface of extraordinary dining.
My name is Stephen Jaffe. The law firm's name is Farmer Jaffe. One of the beautiful things about Julius is he's always smiling, and it becomes infectious. The fact that Julius has a disability has absolutely nothing to do with the quality of work that he's done. Just a great person you want on your staff.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
My name is Luke Perry, and I am 1 million strong. I'm in the fight against colorectal cancer because I believe we can win it. Colon and rectal cancers are the second leading cause of cancer deaths among men and women in the U.S. Colon cancer is preventable. Know the risk factors and make sure to get screened. There are simple, take-home options available. Take control of your health. Screening for colon cancer isn't embarrassing. It can be life-saving. To find out more about your options, visit fightcrc.org.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
I took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes.
He just assumed that they would have medication.
He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
The skills you develop as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you a head start on your career. Gain practical experience with technology and equipment that will give you a leg up in the civilian world. Learn critical leadership skills and to be part of a team. Serve your community and your country part-time while earning money for an education. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn about the paid training and career opportunities available to you in the Army National Guard.
Find out first at 4 with ABC 7 News at 4. Weekdays on ABC 7.
If you're looking for ways to get into the Halloween spirit with your family, Sarasota County Parks and the Baltimore Orioles are teaming up to present the Halloween Movie Night Spectacular. It will be Saturday, October 13th, starting at 5. You and your family can enjoy games, activities, photo opportunities, followed by a costume parade. And then at 7, a free viewing of the movie Hocus Pocus. Parking and admission are free. Let's get back to Bob now for a final look at our evening forecast.
Scott, things looking okay right now. Some showers and storms later on, I do believe, will be back with us. We'll look for a west wind. West wind continuing now across most of the area from the beaches all the way out past I-75. A few clouds around, a few scattered showers later on, say after sunset, which is at 7:22, sunrise at 7:21. So almost 12 hours of darkness and 12 hours of light. This photo last night from Sarasota Bay. Norm Schimmel. Norm, here we have the showers and storms again over the southern portion of the state. They are moving off toward the northwest. They'll take their time getting here. Better chance of seeing a little bit more widespread action once that arrives, say after 7, 8 o'clock tonight. But we'll still have a few scattered storms around as the sea breeze continues to work its way well inland this afternoon. Some showers blew up earlier near Sarasota as that breeze was getting going, and now some dying showers into central Sarasota County. We'll have more coming up at 5. Scott?
All right, Bob, thank you so much. Thank you for joining us on ABC 7 News at 4. We invite you back at 5 o'clock.